here in time, and I actually think we're going to get a proper sunset this afternoon. And just obviously out of tradition, we're going to go back to our friend Michael. Oh my gosh, there's lots of people on the beach. Oh, looks like they're like some kind of school or some kind of religious ceremony. Where is Michael's bar? I kind of get it wrong where we are. Oh god, that looks so nice. Paul D, Australia. Sorry you went home, mate. Look at that. That is really nice. Alright. There's our friend Michael. He's not probably going to be happy that I've already started with a drink. Hello? Yeah. Good, thanks. How are you? The sunset's going to be amazing this afternoon. Sorry, I got a drink on the way.
Don't worry, sit down.
Michael, what's happening down here?
What?
Is that some kind of celebration?
Yeah, the cremation, yeah.
Oh, they're putting the body, the ashes there.
Cremation, finish the fire and then put it here.
Oh, because I saw the lady, she was from Legian.
Yeah.
So they do it, they burn the body today and then they put it in the beach.
Yeah.
Oh, straight away. Oh, right, wow, okay. Right, wow. Well, that's fast, isn't it?
You go tomorrow, yeah?
I'm going to go to Gillies.
Oh, Gili, Lombok.
Yeah, and then I'll come back.
Come back again.
Yeah, come back. So I'll see you again.
Yeah. No
I'll probably be back again tomorrow afternoon, but then the next day I think I'll go to...
no worries.
Yeah.
You trip there.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a nice sunset this afternoon.
Yeah, sunset today, yesterday.
Yeah. Hey Mike, how you going? So good evening, yes, because that is the sunset this afternoon. So I was just talking to Michael, the owner here. This is the local bar that Paul and I have been going to every afternoon. But guess what? Paul went home. He flew home this afternoon. So he got to miss out on this beautiful sunset. I was just talking to Michael, the owner, because I see how there's a whole lot of people down here. They're actually locals in outfits, like white outfits. You can see here. So what's actually happening is, I actually watched a cremation happen. Well, not a cremation, but I saw a lady get taken away in a coffin. And there was a whole lot of people. There was a whole progression of people, like a parade. They had this beautiful float. I'll show you a picture actually, guys. Because it's actually quite interesting. I don't know, not everyone's into, death, obviously, but let me just show you a picture. See that there? I walked past this afternoon, and I was like, what is that? It's really, really beautiful. And that's actually like a bed, but they put the coffin into that bed, and then they walk that to the temple, the Hindu temple. And I went to the Hindu temple yesterday, and I painted, and because I just drove past it and there was a whole lot of people still there, but they walk the body with a whole lot of music and drums and everything like that. And then, because if you can see here, there's a whole lot of people. They're the people making music. And let me just turn this off. And then apparently they get burnt straight away, and then the ashes straight away get given to them same day, and they've taken them to the ocean. So effectively, well, there's no one actually surfing at the moment. Interestingly enough, there's no one surfing. But yeah, very interesting. Like, you know, in Western cultures, it's so different, right? Death. I'm half Indonesian, so last year when I went to Indonesia to visit my mum's family, my uncle died. So I actually got to see some of the traditions in my mum's family. My mum is Christian, and they do it a little bit different to the West. It's very interesting, many different traditions. And I've seen the tradition before because my grandfather passed away. So I flew over when my grandfather passed away to support my mum. And, you know, I saw them firsthand, the traditions. But obviously it was my grandfather. I love my grandfather very much. So, you know, it was very upsetting for me. But this uncle was not my blood uncle. He was married to one of my aunts, and they'd already divorced also. So I hadn't seen him in like 30 years or something like that. So I didn't feel that much. You know, obviously, you know, I hadn't seen him in a million years, so I didn't know much about him. But the actual funeral procession was actually at my mum's house, because my mum's house is never used in Indonesia. My mum lives in Australia, obviously, but it's quite a big downstairs area, and they actually used the place. When someone dies, they actually bring the body back to the house, and all the family stay with the house body. It's a very interesting tradition. You know, in Western cultures, as soon as someone dies, like when my father died in Australia, basically you ring the guy, and he comes and picks up your dad. You know, they bring a stretcher out, and they, you know, put the body in there like a black bag, and they zip it up, and they take them to, you know, a morgue, and they do what they do, and then, you know, it goes to the funeral home, and, you know, then my dad got cremated, but it took like months to get the ashes, guys. So like, it's very interesting that in one day, I don't know when this person died, I'm guessing probably in the last couple of days, but this person got cremated today and literally is now out. Sorry, someone's just trying to ring me. So there's people there taking photos, but otherwise you'd be none the wiser. Hi, Star Boom. How are you? You're going to work. Have a great day at work. Hey, Environmental. Did you hear that story? I thought you'd actually probably like that story. Environmentally, I don't know how that is. I mean, hey, look, ashes are just ashes, right? After we die, I guess they're just... But, you know, isn't that interesting? Now people are walking along that beach, none the wiser that someone has just died in the last day or so, burnt literally at the temple today, and literally just chucked into the ocean. You know, it kind of just puts you into perspective of what death is, or what life is. I mean, we're born, we live, we die. Sorry, a bit morbid today, guys. Very morbid. But, yeah. So these little kids, sadly, are doing card tricks. They do card tricks for tips. I'm surprised they didn't come and try to sell me a card trick. This is a beautiful sunset, guys. Absolutely beautiful sunset. So, Mike, what do you think of that story about seeing, about death? You know, in Western cultures, you know, death is, look, I mean, I'm saying this in the most, you know, sympathetic way, right? Like, death comes to all of us, right? We will all be touched by death, you know. I'm just talking about my personal story because, you know, that's who I am. I'm here talking about my experiences. My father passed away nearly 8 years ago now. And, you know, it was a very sad situation. And I'm sure I'm not alone. Everyone, I'm sure, watching this chat or on a replay has lost someone very, very, you know, close to them. And yeah, like, honestly, in the last week, I've tried so much. You know, you watch a lot of people that know me, you know, see that, you know, I'm, into many different things in my life, walking and talking and different projects and all different things I get up to, right? I'm busy being busy. I say that all the time. I'm busy being busy, right? But, I question if, I've actually properly grieved my own father's death. And, a couple of days ago we had Nepi Day here in Bali, which is the day of silence. And, the day was full of meditation for me. I didn't talk to anyone. I was silent. I reflected. And a lot of stuff about my father's, and missing my father and the grief. And yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff coming up for me. And yesterday I went to the temple that this lady just got cremated at, right? And I sat there and I painted. My dad was actually a really good artist. I'm nowhere near as amazing as my dad, but I give it a crack, right? It's not about how amazing your photo is, your picture is that you paint. It's more about the self-expression, the reflection, you've got a memory, right? Actually, I'll show you guys. I've got my paintings here actually, because I was actually going to paint this afternoon, but that sunset is so beautiful that I'm sidetracked. Let me just get my. Okay, let me just set you up, guys, and I'll get my picture out and show you. So yesterday, this is the temple that she got cremated at. And look, it's not supposed to be amazing and it's not supposed to be exact. But you know what? Seeing a picture is a picture. But having it, a memory like this, for me personally, it's not for anyone else personally. Like, I don't care what you think about it, right? It's just for me. But that's a nice memory. Like, I sat there and I painted and I thought about my dad. It was a beautiful temple. There was absolutely no one around. And I got to, just paint to myself. And this is the cremation float. It's not great, guys. I did it really, really fast because as soon as I saw it on the street, I sat down at a cafe and started painting it. But before I could really start even painting, they started, all the people started practicing the drums and stuff like that, and then everyone was standing in front of it. And then before I know it, they brought the coffin in. Hey, look, we've got a TikToker dancer. So yeah, anyway. And I just sat down. I'm staying at a new hotel, guys, and I just painted this. But anyway, these are my memories and, not for anyone else personally, just me. That was platypus chasing one day. That was down in Sydney Harbour. And then that was the Paddington Reservoir, a water filtration place. Anyway, yeah, these are my little memories that it's nice to do. Environmental. Yeah, it does actually remind you to live the fullest. Like when you see, someone die and then suddenly they're literally taken to it, like they're carried in a street parade around lots and lots of people. I mean, you see the love. It's amazing to see, right? Like, we in the West, we have ceremonies, we have funerals, and they're very sad. Nothing like the music and that they do in here. Like, it's amazing. And like the ceremony that I saw for my uncle was amazing. There was lots of music, there was traditions, there was dancing. It's not just sad. It's also, to remember, it's just different, right? Like, in Western cultures, funerals are very morbid and, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I should change the subject, guys, because otherwise But anyway, I'm just reflecting on an interesting day. My gosh, we have our friend Marie. Hi, Marie. Isn't that a beautiful sunset? Hey, Marie, how you going? It's so good to see you. I'll see your name in the chat. And you don't... Marie's my friend, guys. She's living in Spain. She's a meditation. Well, I was just talking about my day of silence when I did like 1,000,000 meditations. Well, a lot of them were actually meditation motivation with Marie. There were a lot of her meditations. So if you're interested in meditation, like 10-minute guided meditations, oh my gosh, Marie's voice is, I don't know, there's something hypnotic about it. Very, very hypnotic. So guys, this is Legian Beach in Bali. I'm just going to order. Yep, thank you. I just had to order a beer, guys. I was actually not going to drink alcohol since Paul had left because, I don't drink a huge lot of alcohol in general. But, I just say, sitting down the beach with a lot of everyone else drinking beer. Just one of these, please. Bintang, yeah, red light. Yeah, terima kasih. There's something, I don't know, there's something amazing about sitting on a beach with like 1,000,000 other people on beanbags or on chairs. And look at that, and just watching that and reflecting on their day. Or, yeah, hey, that could be Paul, guys. No, Paul would have left ages ago. Paul left about 4 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm just talking about Paul D. Australia, who pretty much invited me to his holiday. And or did I invite myself? I'm not sure. No. My gosh. Paul, if you ever watch this on a replay, mate, you missed an amazing sunset. An amazing sunset. That has actually been the best sunset I've seen this whole 10 days that I've been in Bali. And every afternoon I've seen the sunset except one day. The first day I got here, Paul and I think we ended up going to a pub and having beers. So we didn't end up actually seeing the sunset. But the next day we came to the beach, like millions of other people. Oh, terima kasih. Thank you. You can see there's lots and lots of people down there. There are lots of specks of people. There's beach bar after beach bar after beach bar after beach bar, which is kind of sad, I'm going to be honest. When I first came to Bali, I don't know. Well, anyway, let me just talk about the last time I came to Bali, which was 16 years ago. I stayed in Kuta, which is like probably a kilometre down that way. And it used to be a long beach like this. It is now eroded away. There's hardly any beach up that way. So most of the beach bars are all down here, concentrated here, and then all the way down to way down there. And unfortunately, there used to be like spaces of like just greenerage, like, just trees, so people could just come sit on the beach without having to be around like beach bars. But now, every spot on the beach is all beach bars. So, I guess, the government make money out of this, right? To have these beach bars. Taxes and stuff like that. But I guess, the raw beauty of Bali, of like, coming to the beach and just sitting under a palm tree, away from, music and people, drinking alcohol. Yeah. You have to go to different areas in Bali, I guess. This is just most people when they come to Bali will end up in Kuta or Legian or Seminyak down here. I've just moved hotels. I'm down in Seminyak now, which is about probably a K down that way. So Marie's got here, I'm following her around Bali. You were watching the funeral. Okay, so Marie, guess what? I actually drove past. So, for example, I caught my first taxi, guys, because I spent a little bit of time at the hotel, the new hotel I'm at. I went for a swim and I did some painting, because that's the reason why I went to this new hotel, because it's beautiful and I really feel inspired there, so I painted. And because I was painted, I kind of left it last minute to get out to the beach. And I thought, if I walked, I'm going to miss sunset, right? So let's catch a cab. Now, cabs are really cheap here, but I've been kind of like fighting the idea, because like if you catch a cab, then you're not walking. I like to walk, right? But anyway, I fought it, right? So I got in a cab. It cost me like $5, right? And I got here quicker. But it drove me past a temple that I went to yesterday, right? So the temple at Legian is the main temple for the Hindu people here in this little area, Legian. And so Marie, you know how I saw that funeral happening today? They walked that lady to the temple and they cremated her. But when I came down to the beach, right, I saw a whole lot of people down the beach and they were all in the, outfits. And I said to the owner here, Michael, I said, hey, what's happening at the beach? He goes, oh, there's the lady got cremated today at Legian. I went, oh my God. Like, how quick is that? Like, she was literally, I don't know when she died. I'm guessing a couple of days ago. They pretty much, they cremate, they pretty much do the funeral straight away. So maybe she died yesterday or the day before. Today, she literally went to the temple, cremated, and then that soon, like about a couple of hours later, she's actually been put in the ocean. And there's no one left there now. All these people are at the beach. They would not know that that's where that lady was just put, her ashes. So like literally maybe 24 hours ago, 48 hours ago, she was a live body. And now she's literally, ashes, just, floating into the sunset, literally. So it's just, it's very interesting. I don't know. I mean, people watching this, listening to this and be like, God, you're morbid today, Dora. Like, what the hell? I don't know. I'm just, there's something, I don't know. Very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, the mornings there's hardly any people. Yes, you're right. But you can't see the sunset, right? The sunrise. The sunrise rises on the other side of the island. I might actually try to stay at the other side of the island to see the sunrise. It might be nice to do. The new hotel, I'll get to that story in a second. It's good, but I'll tell you, I just want to read the rest of the messages here. Yes, interesting listening. Wow, it's amazing how people celebrate death. But also here in Spain, next day or 2 days. Oh, right, so it happens very similar to, like, very quickly too. UK, it's like 2 weeks. Yeah. Well, actually, I'd love to know what happens in Spain. I don't know, because obviously the UK is very similar to, I'm guessing, America and Australia. Like, it takes, My dad got cremated and it took us like a couple of months to get the ashes. So, I don't know, just it's very weird. It's interesting. Yeah, environmental. It does seem very quick, but hey, it is what it is. I guess, like, there's no holding pattern here, is it? Like, I mean, there's not a crematorium. Like, they don't actually have the crematorium. They don't have the urns all lined up waiting for the family to come get them, right? They basically, literally, your float goes on the fire and you're burnt, and they have a party and whatever there's lots of music and stuff there at the temple, and then the ashes are given to whoever the family, and then they take them to the beach or take them wherever, I guess. It's crazy. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Wow, I'm actually going to hopefully see the sun actually kissing the Indian Ocean tonight. So this is the Indian Ocean here, this side of the island. And normally when you see a clear night like this, well, I've never seen it this clear in the last 9 days that I've been down here. Like, it's actually quite a fierce red sun, and then it just dips into the ocean. Like, I don't know if you Google it, but if you've heard about like a sunset over the Indian Ocean, it's like magical. So I was talking yesterday to Paul about it on my live, that over in Western Australia, there's a state called Western Australia. So it's amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
It's amazing.
Nice.
It's really good.
Yeah. nearly 1 month we don't see sunset.
I know, this is the first one. And Paul's gone.
Yeah,
He missed
Paul is
it.
gone,
He
yeah.
missed it.
When he come back, Bali.
Oh, I don't know. Who knows with Paul? But it looks so amazing. So it's been a couple of months since you've seen the sunset like this.
Yeah, Napa we 1 month we don't see this one.
Wow, a month. How special
1 month,
this.
you know.
I feel very lucky.
Oh, oh, yes. First time we see sunset for 1 month.
Just so beautiful. That's interesting that even the owner of the bar hasn't seen a sunset like this in months. Yeah, sorry, the Indian Ocean in Western Australia. Perth is the capital of Western Australia, and there's a beach there called Cotslow Beach, and you sit on the grass or the sand and you watch this amazing sunset like this, and it just drops into the ocean, and it's like fire on the water. It's something else. So this could end up being the same. I don't know. There is a bit of cloud background there, the back there. So we'll see what happens. Marie, you're asking me how am I? Emotional. I'm really emotional, and I don't know if it's because obviously Paul and I haven't been in each other's pockets, right? And obviously I'm a solo traveller most of the time I travel, so I've got no issues, travelling by myself. But it's been nice to have Paul around. Like, I've been walking up and down the beach, and then I'll run into Paul. Well, actually, he's probably looked at my live and he's caught up. He knows where I am. So he comes and meets me, right? Or we'll meet up in the afternoon after we both do our different walks, and we'll sit at the bar down here, and we might have something to eat together. Sometimes we don't have dinner together. Just it is what it is, But the fact that he's left today, it felt really, really weird. I was like, oh, okay, see ya. And I gave him a hug, and said it was nice to meet you, because obviously I'd never met Paul before. And I sat there and I just kind of reflected for a bit, and I thought, it's been really, really nice to catch up with Paul and meet Paul in person. I mean, Paul and I have been friends for about a year on YouTube, and then we've been really good mates. And he's a lovely dude, lovely guy, and I feel honoured that I got to meet him. And if he didn't invite me to his holiday, right, I would never have come back to Bali. I mean, maybe I would one day, but I haven't. When I've thought about coming on holidays, I've never thought about going to Bali. As I said, I don't know. I don't know why. Bali gets a bad rep in Australia. People they talk about how it's always busy, there's too much traffic, there's this and that. But, it hasn't changed. It's just as busy as I remember it 15, 16 years ago when I came here. Except there's more beach bars. But...
More drinks you don't hear?
But then, when I was walking the streets doing that live, and then I saw like the funeral happening, I got emotional. I really did when I saw them bring out the coffin. Everything unfortunately is affecting me about my dad. I'm even tearing up right now thinking about it. Right. Ever since I had that day of complete silence and lots of meditation, maybe I can blame Marie, because I did, all of her meditations. I'm joking. But, it's not just that. Before I left, I actually sent a message to one of my girlfriends, one of my best mates in Mexico, Anna. And I told her, she's lost her mum and her dad, and we, often talk about, our parents and, our love for our parents. And I told her how, this might actually be a really good time for me to just, have a bit of thinking and a bit of soul searching. I don't know what I'm looking for. It's not that I'm searching for anything. I'm not searching for my dad, obviously, but, maybe this time alone, a little bit more island time is, it's not rush and, on islands. Maybe this will be good for me. And, then I have this day of silence that I didn't even know existed, right? And that was really, really good for me. I didn't have to do that, but I did, and I embraced it and I loved it. And, I think you just have to go with things. And then yesterday, I went to the temple that lady got cremated at today, And I sat there and I prayed. Not really prayed. I'm not a bit of a prayer, but I thought about my dad, and no, thank you. I thought about my dad, and I wondered where he was. Is he watching me? Is he proud of me? Is it, is he anything? Just thinking of my dad, and I'd like to sit places and paint, right? And I've really got into that. I've really started getting into that. And my dad was an artist. I mean, I'm never ever going to be half as good as my dad was, but I've got my own little flair, and I don't do it to be amazing, right? I do it to reflect and have a different memory. And I had some tears yesterday. It was really beautiful, and it was really nice. And I made a nice painting, and yeah, it was nice. And then today, like seeing this funeral, look, again, it might need absolutely nothing. But for me personally, it's just another time to have a little tear. And if I wasn't in a cafe full of lots of people and that everyone was taking videos and photos of the progression, of people it was quite interesting to watch, right? Like, you don't see anything, like you don't see a dead body or anything. You just saw a white coffin getting put into the hearse. This is the new age, we have hearse in Western cultures, right? They have a float, and they put it into the float, and they stood up, everyone carried it, and they trottled down the road playing music around it. It was, I think if I was probably by myself and there was no one around me, I probably would have just burst out crying. I had a few tears. I mean, I'm human, right? Someone's died. And yeah, and I painted at the hearse. I'm just going to call it a hearse because that's what it is, a hearse, right? It was just interesting. And yeah, so anyway, that's how I am, Marie. I'm good. I am good. I'm just a little bit emotional. Yeah, it's an amazing sunset, guys. Amazing sunset, guys. Hey, Nicholas, how you going? You're not getting the alerts. Oh, I honestly, I love the silhouettes. It's my favourite thing about sunsets and sunrises, the silhouettes. Now, if Paul was with me, I could have left my bags here and I could have went down and had a jumping for joy, guys. But I don't know, I'm feeling a little, I just want to sit down and in my beanbag and just, yeah, sit. Yeah, Marie, I think I probably just do need to cry. Nicholas, you get it. You get it. It's interesting, right? Things happen for reasons, and I came to Bali to meet up with a random YouTuber, right? But maybe the world was telling me, the universe was telling me that I needed to come to this place. My dad loved Bali. He had been to Bali before a few times back in the day, back in the early 70s, or probably even early 60s, late 60s. My dad was quite an older father. He was one of those hippies that travelled around. But, he liked this island. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, he met my mum in Sumatra and fell in love and brought her back to Australia. And, I'm a product of that relationship. But, yeah, like I said, it's okay to cry. And, sometimes they're not even tears of, sadness. They're just tears of, I just need to get some emotions out. It's been, it's been a hell of a year so far. I mean, it's been a great year, guys. I'm not complaining at all. It has been a little stressful and there's been a lot going on. But, no more than anyone else, right? I'm nothing special, guys. Everyone's got their things going on and, the emotional things about what's going on in the world. And that was another reason why to leave. I don't want to know about the war call me naive, but it's triggering for me personally. It kind of reminds me of COVID days. Um, I'm naively hoped that by the time I got back from holidays that this war would be over. I don't know. No one. I don't. I haven't been watching the news. I really don't know what's going on. All I know is that fuel prices have gone up crazily. So I'd say that the war's not over. Yeah, Nicholas, you hear me. We have these times, and I'm sure you have the times too, right? Oh, I know my father adored me, and I know I can hear him even my voice in my head, saying he called. So obviously, guys, my name is not really Mudora. That's just a nickname, but my real name is Mutiara, and he would say, Muti, you're doing good. That's what he used to shorten my name for, Muti, M-U-T-I. So all the smart asses in the chat, yes, not Muti, M-U-T-I, okay? Just bring it out. But I know, he would say, you're doing fabulous, He's probably surprised I've come this far being self-employed. I'm not the most studious person. I never went to university. I never wanted to go to university. I call traveling the world my university. And, it's done me well. It's done me well. No, I'm so grateful, guys. Like, when I see sunsets or sunrises, it's a reminder of how beautiful the world is, right? Regardless of what's going on, in the Middle East, what's now happening, right? And, there's certain things happening around the world that, are horrible, right? Even in Africa, there's kids starving. They don't have clean water. There's many atrocious things happening in this world, right? Sex trafficking in Asia and stuff like that. Terrible shit. People buying bloody body parts, organs, and then people getting kidnapped and body parts getting sold and stuff like that, and people getting killed for these, their body parts. Like, there's some shit happening in this world. But then when you see these sunrises and sunsets, you just have to think, there's hope. There's hope. There's hope. There's beauty. There's grace. There's, it's a beautiful world we live in. What we make of it is up to us, really. And you can either live in grief and I'm also I'm not in that place all the time, guys. It's just I'm raw at the moment, and yes, and I'm crying. It is what it is. But I'm human. I'm human. Thanks, guys. Thanks. You know what they say? Better out than in, right? Because, maybe I've spent a lot of my grief over my father just holding it in. Basically onto the next project or next crazy walk challenge I'm going to do, or, that project or that project. That maybe I needed this time, Maybe there's, look at these sidetrack, guys. Look at these. These are, what do you call them? Oh my God, what do we call these things, guys? Kites. Oh my God. It's a pirate ship kite. Hopefully it'll go up again in a second. They actually look really cool when they fly. Here we go, ready? Okay, it's not flying. Wow, look at that sunset, guys. That's amazing. They say wait till the sun sets and then stay and watch the sun. Because it's not just about the sun setting, it's about what comes out later, right? Wow, that is just stunning. Absolutely stunning. You know how YouTube, when you do a live, YouTube does a highlight? You don't know what highlight they're going to use. Like, it's just always random, right? I hope I get a highlight of like the sun setting and this beautiful, beautiful sky. I hope it's not of me fucking talking about my dad and crying. No. You know, when I see something else, like a little bit symbolic here is, you know, that lady that passed away and she was cremated today and her ashes are all over this beach now, right? And I just feel like this guy's just saying, welcome, you know, welcome to wherever she's going to go. You know, I don't know where you go. Obviously, you know, if you're a Christian, you believe in heaven. I don't know. I really don't know where you go. But I just feel like, I don't know what Hindus, because obviously she would have been a Hindu religion here. But I don't know exactly what they believe in, if they believe in, you know, a higher earth, a heaven. That's something I might actually look into. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like the earth is just opening her up and just swirling around and hugging her and just sending her on her way to something, you know, maybe even more meaningful in another world, right? It kind of makes you feel, you know, it feels nice that the thought about dying there is like, you know, the amazing life you have now, it might even be better in another world. Who knows? I don't know. That's a bit morbid, Dora. But wowzers, guys, look at that. Okay, I've got to change the subject, guys. This is amazing. Look at that sky. That is truly magical. Those purple colours are just something else. It looks like fire, you're right, Marie. I believe in angels. I definitely believe in angels, for sure. They're out there, and I know they're around me too. Okay, see you, Marie. I'll catch you another time, mate. You got an interview? Okay, well, I'm sending you lots of love and magic to you, okay? There's that space, that kite. Wow. Well, Paul, if you're going to watch this on a rerun, mate, I doubt it, but, mate, this is magical this afternoon. This is like the universe playing puppet and going, here you go. Thank you for watching and enjoy. Oh. You know, at home in Australia, I don't see a lot of sunsets anymore. I seem to, I go out and exercise in the morning and then, come home from work and, blah, 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 right? But I know when I come back to Australia, the sunset will be starting to happen a little bit earlier or later. So I might actually start doing walks at sunrise again, which will be very exciting. Maybe it might take another month or so, but it'll happen. I love my morning walks and seeing the sunrise. Wow, look at that. It's just on fire, man. And there's so many people still at the beach. Oh, that's just intensifying. Like literally intensifying. Hey Deb, welcome to the sunset this afternoon in Bali. Paul just left Deb and he missed the most magical sunset I've seen here in Bali. And even the owner here, Michael, said he hasn't seen a sunset like that in over a month. So like this is the sunset to see today. So even rewind it a bit, Deb, and you'll see amazing sunset. How are you, Deb, anyway? It's beautiful, isn't it, Deb? Paul's going to be so not pissed off. He won't be upset. He'll just go, oh, damn it. We did see a really good sunset yesterday afternoon, though. But this has been another level. Like the ground looks like it's on fire. Look at that. It looks like it's on fire. Like, you know, the ground is lava kind of thing. I'm fine. I had a bad day, but I'm okay. Oh, I'm sorry, Deb. I'm sending you hugs, mate. I hope the day gets better. What time is it for you at the moment, Deb? It must be morning, right? Must be like, I don't know, 3 a.m.? What time is it in Texas at the moment? Hey, it's my friend Kristen. Crystal, how are you? There's a gorgeous view, Dora. It is. Crystal, how are you? What time is it for you in Maine? It's sunset for me. What time is it for you in Maine, Crystal? It's 5:45, Deb, in Spring, Texas. At 6:45. Okay. Wow. Honestly, it's magical. Absolutely magical. So if you're new here, so Crystal and Deb, today I actually saw like a funeral, I guess. In the Hindu tradition here, they get cremated. And I saw this beautiful hearse. You know, like obviously in Western cultures we have a hearse, like a funeral car. Well, they don't have funeral cars here. They have funeral floats. And it was just this beautiful, beautiful, colourful bed, I guess. It was kind of like a bed. And they put the coffin into the bed and then they lift the float and they carry it with everyone walking around it. And then they have a band, like playing drums and clanging stuff. It was amazing. It was really, really interesting. But anyway, they take it to the temple, local temple. Whenever I came down here this afternoon, I said to the owner here, Michael, I said, hey, what's happening at the beach? There was a whole lot of people in the in outfits down here. And he said, oh, someone got cremated today at the temple. So the lady that got cremated actually her ashes was brought straight down here. And basically she's in the ocean right now. And she's like literally on that, probably all on that sand flat there. And obviously she's in the ocean too. But isn't it interesting, like, how fast that turnaround is? That like she was cremated today and literally a couple of hours later she's just ash, just floating around in the sea or in the sand. Sorry to be morbid, guys, but you know, Bali, you know, I want to, you know, share you the experiences that I'm having in Bali with you. And I will probably put a video together of what happened today. I mean, you don't see anything, it's not morbid or anything, guys. It's just actually really, really beautiful. Like the music was electrifying. It was really, really cool. So Mike's saying hello to Crystal and to Deb. So Mike, mainly Italian, that's Crystal from Maine. I met her through Mainly Off Grid, which is Jim from Maine. Wow, that's just getting redder and redder. So people are starting to go. There's less and less people around. There's 2 people at the back there, 2 more tables. I'm kind of mindful that I don't want to sit here like just drinking by myself if, you know, they're waiting for me to go home. Because one day I was sitting here by myself actually, and I didn't realise, because I was just too busy sitting here watching the sunset, that there was no one left at the bar, the beach bar that I'm staying at. So they stayed waiting for me to go. So I'm just kind of mindful of that. Like, if everyone starts packing up and going, and my other customers here, I'm going to go too. Wow, look at that sky. Hey Mike, have you got your email yet from YouTube to say welcome to the, you know, the, what do you call it, the partnership or YouTube partnership? Because Mike got his 400 watch hours, 4,000 watch hours, sorry, 4,000 watch hours, and he just, well, a little while ago now, a week and a half ago or something, you just got your 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, are you still going to dive? I don't think so, Deb. Just because it's pretty clear, you know, I've had a couple of experiences here in Bali already, and I don't know if the safety is that, you know, like when you're diving, you really want to make sure that you're going with a really, really good operator. I'm PADI certificate, like PADI certified. So PADI, PADI, is not everyone can be PADI certified, as in like companies. And if you go to a PADI certifier, they're supposed to be really a good operator. They get checked quite, you know, every now and then. But, you know, people can bribe and, you know, be fake, I guess, about it. But anyway, long story short, I'm going to go to an island called Gillies. There's 3 islands, part of the Gili Islands. Gili Air, I can't remember the other 2 names. Gili something that starts with T, and a Gili starts with M. Anyway, basically, they're beautiful islands. There's no cars on those islands. You just ride a bike around, basically. And it's like just snorkeling. It's nothing like this here, guys. Like this is, it's going to be different, very different. Very even laid back and relaxed, I think. But yes, I don't know, has anyone seen in Cancun or off Cancun, there's an island called Isla Mujeres, and they've sunk some statues in the water in a circle. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. There's a circle, and then you can snorkel down, and if it's low enough, or you can dive. And I've dived on that site before, and you dive around these little figurines, and there's like it's a circle of people standing up. Anyway, they have something similar on the island of Gillies. So depending on if it's high tide, you have to go diving on it, and I think if it's low tide, you can go snorkeling on it. So if I can just go snorkeling, you know, snorkeling is good fun. I love snorkeling too. But if I do find a PADI certified dive school or dive place on the island, and I check them out, like I'll check them out, I'll look at I don't normally look at reviews, but I will this time. And I'll even talk to some people and see if they dive, you know, if they've used them before. Because what you'll find a lot of time, divers love diving, right? They'll go like for 2 or 3 days of diving. So if I go to one of these PADI shops and I start seeing a few people diving, I might have a chat with them and just say, hey, have you used them before? Oh yeah, you know, I used them yesterday and the day before, or, you know, I've been here a week diving or whatever. You know, talk to a few people and see what they have to say. But if everyone's kind of saying, oh yeah, no, I haven't used them, or no, this is my first day, then I really don't have that much experience to know about them. So as I said, like diving, I'm quite a nervous diver. I've dived probably, I think I've done about 25 dives now. So not a huge dive, experience personally. But the problem is I've dived over the last 11 years, spread out over 11 years. So that's like not even one a year. No, sorry, not more than one a year. But like, I'll go through like 4 years of not diving. And then I dived last year in Samoa. So like when you're not diving regularly, you don't, you kind of miss out, you don't really know what you're doing. So anyway, when I went to Samoa, I actually did an introductory, like a like what do you call it, like a refresher. So I did a refresher course to do all the basics, and then I went diving. And that made me feel a little bit more, because after 4 years of not diving, fucking I don't remember anything, right? So yeah, but here in Bali, again, you've got the language barrier. In Samoa, people speak very, very good English. In Bali, look, people do speak English, but it's not easy like to understand people. And when you're diving, you really want to know you can trust who you're diving with. So yeah, I don't know. I'll check it out. I'm not sure, Deb. I don't have to dive, right? I don't have to. I'm happy to go snorkeling too. And if my mum's watching this, yes, Mum, I will make sure I check them out. I won't just go diving with any, random company. Oh, so you got it yesterday. Right, interesting. Watch the space, Mike. Watch the space. Snorkeling sounds fun, yes, exactly. I'm really, really interested in doing this dive on this circle of like statues that looks very similar to the one in Isla Mujeres. So now that the sunset's kind of gone down, all the lights start coming on. So it kind of instructs, like the lights change the sunset look. You can see the lights right behind me too. But still, look at that. It's like amazing. It's like how in Australia when you watch a fire, we call it the bush TV. Like I think like you can watch TV like the fire, and it's just amazing, and it's memorizing, like just watching the flames, right? But like watching a sunset's very similar. Like you're just watching the rays, and it's just snaking different directions. It's just amazing. Amazing, guys, amazing. And when you do see a sunset like this, it just makes you realise how amazing the world is and how amazing it is to be in the world. So let's do this. I haven't done this for a while. I'd love to know what you're grateful for. I'm going to tell you that I'm grateful for this moment. Sitting here to myself on a phone, holding it up for random strangers from all over the world to have a look at this sunset and share it with me. When I say random, guys, I mean obviously I mean that in the nicest possible way. But random people can just jump on here that I don't even know and check out the sunset. I mean, that's pretty fucking powerful, guys. Like, some people will never come to Bali and will never ever, sit on this beach or see the sunset. I'm putting this, giving you this opportunity to sit there wherever you are in the world and watch it. That's pretty powerful. And, through my hand, I hold a phone that's, the size of my hand, and then it's like a little mini computer. It's amazing that, we can do this in the world right now. Oh yeah, Crystal, I believe the snorkeling on that island will be magical, because if there's no cars, there's probably going to be less rubbish, less people. Not like Bali, there's a lot of rubbish, there's a lot of people, a lot of cars, a lot of pollution. So I think the islands will be a lot more cleaner and maybe more white sands. I've seen pictures of white sandy beaches, so I'm really looking forward to seeing white sandy beaches. So if you're watching this on a replay, I'd love to know what you're grateful for today. If you could put that in a comment, that'd be lovely. I'm grateful for my sense of adventure, that today I decided to walk down a street that I wasn't planning to go to, and I saw a funeral procession, and it's interesting to see different cultures and how they operate and how they do things. And then to accidentally come down to the beach exactly the same time where they were actually putting down the ashes, that was interesting. Wow, the sunset is just magical. Like, seriously, that is like one of the best sunsets I've seen. I've seen a lot of good sunsets, but that is like something else. Something else. Crystal's got it. I remember the bulky phones. Yeah, can you remember that? My God. And the pay phones, yep. So mainly, so Crystal's saying here, that's mainly Italian. I'm grateful for another day with my family. Yeah, that's beautiful. And then we have, oh my God, we've got Kirsty. Hello, Kirsty. How you going? Kirsty, I'm asking everyone in the chat, what are you grateful for today? So Deb, Heart Humble Homestead is Kirsty from the UK. I made friends with Kirsty through Susan, which is home. Oh my gosh. What is Susan's channel go? Oh my God, I'm having a memory blank. You guys know who I'm talking about, Susan, right? Everyone knows Susan. My God, I'm just having a memory blank. Mike's got here, I'm grateful for so much. I woke up today grateful of my health, I'm grateful ability to work. Yep, you know what? That's a beautiful thing to be grateful for, right? So we're welcoming Heart's Humble Homestead. That is Kirsty, guys. Her name is Kirsty from the UK. She's got a very interesting channel, actually. Let me just make her a moderator so you guys can check her out. So I've just made Heart's Humble Homestead a moderator so that you guys, like Mike, Crystal, Deb, can click on her name, her profile, and check out her channel. Her name is Kirsty from the UK, and she does a lot of really interesting things. Not only does she teach you how to grow things, but she does a lot of canning and preserving. So, there's no wastage at her house. She shows you how to, make use of all those excess tomatoes and make all different kinds of things. But canning is like traditionally like an old kind of, your great grandma used to go canning and preserving, right? But I love that Kirsty's doing that. I think those kind of old traditions should be learnt, and I can't wait to learn how to do that. I've never done it. I've done making jam out of excess fruit from my mum's farm, and I was quite surprised that I made that. But I'd love to know how to, learn how to do. So if you look at her channel, she actually shows you how to do the preserving, basically putting them in the hot water and sealing them, and how to check for leaks and all that kind of stuff. It's very interesting. So Kirsty's got here, I'm good, thank you. I'm grateful for making me a moderator. So guys, I make I don't make people moderators to look after the trolls. I make you guys moderators so that you can check each other out, because I know personally when I go to someone's live and I meet someone in the chat and I'd love to know know more about them from their channels and stuff like that, you can't click on their name. So if I make you a moderator, you can click on their name and you can actually see their activity, or then you can actually look at their channel. So yeah, leave my live, go check out her channels, we'll check each other out. So that's why I make people moderators. So I get a lot of shit when people come to my channel and go, oh my God, everyone's a moderator. But that's the reason why I make everyone a moderator. I mean, I could take people's moderation off them, but then everyone gets upset then too. So I'm like, oh, fuck, just make everyone a moderator. It makes it easier. Not everyone, but that's why I just leave it. Because, I accidentally clicked on there one day and I accidentally made a few people not moderators by accident. And they got upset. So I didn't do that purposely. I just accidentally was touching some things and it made people unmoderated. But anyway, if you do lives, that's why I do that. But I think it's a nice thing to do for if you are a host of hosting a live, so that people can check each other out. I don't do it so people can enjoy my live. I do it so that people can watch my live and make friends and check other people's lives out. Not my live eventually. Wow, I can't believe how beautiful this is, guys. If you're new here, this is Lagoon Beach in Bali, and it is after 7 o'clock. The sun set half an hour ago. It's just intensifying and intensifying. The colours are just amazing. If you rewind the live, you'll see the sunset. It was magical. This has been the best sunset for the last month, apparently the owner said. Hello. Okay, so they still haven't packed up yet, so that's good. He's packing up the front ones. That's all right. So I can still relax for a bit. We have Damien Hansen. Much nicer beach than Deception Bay. Haha, Damien. Damien's one of my mates from home. It's been the best sunset this afternoon, Damien. The actual owner of this beach bar that I've been kind of going to the last 9 days actually said that this has been the best sunset for the last month. And this is the day my friend went home. My friend Paul went home. I'm so glad I came out and saw it. Susan, High Country Homestead. Oh my God. I don't know why I forgot that all of a sudden, guys. I have no idea. Yeah, I won't be making you a moderator, Damien. Damien's a smart ass, guys. And he's not a creator, so there's no need for him to be a moderator. He's probably going to be more like the troll that someone gets rid of. Deb's got here, I was good at canning pickles. Yeah, I was one of those who was fired as a monitor? I didn't fire you, Deb. I can't believe how it's just intensifying, guys. Mike, you saw the sunset. How crazy is that colour? It's just getting, yeah. My friend Marie that was here before said it was like a fire. This is even more like a fire. Okay, so the only downside, right, there's a few downsides of when you're solo traveling, right? But there's also some really good upsides of, solo traveling, right? But one of the downsides right now is I actually need to go to the toilet. I mean, I don't need to go desperately right this minute. I'm not going to pee my pants, guys. But there is a toilet. It's about 50 metres that way. They've got to pay actually maybe it's 100 metres that way. But I've got to pay 50 cents to get it to. But I don't want to leave my backpack here, right? Like when Paul was here, I could just leave my things here and he'd just go to the toilet and it'd be fine, right? But I actually can't. I have to, either leave and take my backpack with me. And like I could ask the guy that looks after the bar to look after my bag, but I don't really want to trust that to a stranger. I mean, I know them, as in like I've been coming here every afternoon for the last 8 days, but I don't want the responsibility of like if they got sidetracked and then my bag gets taken. I mean, that'd be pretty shit, right? And that would be my fault, not their fault. But yeah, these are the fun sides of when you're solo traveling. Like you actually have to manage yourself. So Damien, I moved to the new hotel today, and it's really, really nice. I already started painting. I've done one painting, and I can't wait to wake up tomorrow morning and paint some more. I'm staying at a really cool, like very Balinese style, old. It's apparently, I don't know. It said it was 34 years old, so it's not that old. But for Bali, that's probably old. But it's very temple-like. Let's go with that. It's just very. Actually, I've got a photo here. I'll show you a photo, guys. Let me just see if I can find the right photo. How cool is that, guys? Oh, that's me. That's me and Paul saying our last photo together, guys. Bye, Paul. See you, Paul. And this is from my balcony today. I painted that. And that's what it looks like. Nothing like that, but oh well, I don't care. See, same, but different. Same, but different. Yeah, it's a really cool balcony. I'm hoping to move tomorrow up to upper level, so I'll have a better view. It probably only does happen once a month. Oh, well, at least I got to see it, right? Look at that. That is really cool. It's like I love reflections. I won't start singing the song Reflections. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it does look older, doesn't it, Kirsty? Hey, Nick, you're back. Hey, Dora, I've done something I haven't done. Oh, yeah? What have you done in a year? I don't know. What have you done? You danced, Nicholas. You danced. What did you do, Nicholas? What have you done? I've done something I haven't done in a year. Ham and pineapple pizza. Oh my God, that sounds nice. I love a ham and pineapple pizza. Who loves ham and pineapple pizzas, guys? Some people think that pineapple shouldn't be on pizza. I think pineapple should definitely be on pizza. Yeah, I mean, obviously you do, Michael. I mean, Nick. You'll walk it off, yeah, exactly. So Nick's been regularly exercising now for like the last, 6 months or something? And he's lost about, probably up to 12, 15 kilos now. He's been looking after himself. He's been like looking after his temple. I'll be honest, guys, my little temples have been a little bit bulging at the moment. I was just going to say my temple's bulging at the moment. That I'm glad I've been drinking 2% beers, guys, because I think my body would not be happy if it was drinking the full strength beer, just saying. But even these 2% beers, like, they're full of sugar. And I've been having way too many of them. I shouldn't have, I was not planning to have one today, but somehow I ended up at the beach and I've ended up with 2 beers. Don't know how that happened, guys. Don't know how it happened. Maybe tomorrow I might go back to the 0% beers. Because yesterday I was able to drink 0% beers here at this beach bar. Sure, one more.
One more?
Yep.
Yeah.
Since I've only really drank 1 beer here, I might as well have one more. Here, oh, I should have just said 0% beer. God damn it. Oh well, doesn't matter. See, I'm hopeless, guys. I'm hopeless. Tomorrow, that's right. From tomorrow, I'll start doing 0% beers, guys. 0% tomorrow. Or just no beers. I could sit here and just have no beer, couldn't I? I could drink water or a coconut. I don't have to drink beer at a beach bar. You're taking a photo. You're having a slice for me, Dora. Thank you, Nick. I love ham and pineapple. I like a godfather, like a supreme, like godfather, like with spicy, all that kind of stuff, like chili and capsicum, all that kind of stuff too. That's one of my go-tos. Terima kasih. Terima kasih. So guys, a beer here costs $3.50 at the bar. At the beach. So you're paying $3.50. Think about that, guys. I mean, if you're in America, that's going to be like, what? Let's go $3. If you're in the UK for Kirsty, let's go, it's probably, I don't know, £150. I don't know. I'm not really sure about pounds these days. But yeah, $3.50 Australian is criminal for the beach. I mean, it probably costs us about $3.50 to buy a beer from like the bottle shop, wholesale, like, not wholesale, but like, from the bottle shop. But like when you go to a bar in Brisbane, like you're paying like probably about $12 for a beer these days. It's so expensive. But if you were buying a same beer at a beach in Australia, it'd probably be about $17, $18. And I'm paying $3.50 on an island. Wow, look at that. It's just holding on, hey? It's just holding on. It's about to be dark any second. It's $12.50. Oh, here. Okay, right, yes. Okay, yes. What time is it? It is 7... My God, what is it? 7:18.
Yes. You okay?
Yeah, all good.
Okay, no worries.
No, good.
Okay.
So the owner, Michael, and his staff member that I can never remember his name, starts with an M, are really, really nice guys. They're really nice people. Okay, so I think our sunset is nearly gone, guys. I know, I think I am getting kicked out soon. No, there's still one table there. There's still one table. Yep, there's still one table. I'm not getting kicked out yet. So effectively, I'll probably just give him $10 with a couple more dollars, like Give him like $11. I always like give him a little tip here because like they're not very busy kind of either. Like you don't have to tip in Bali, right? It's not mandatory. And in Australia we don't tip, right? But yeah, I figure if you get really good service and they're really nice to you, and like I turn up and they're like, oh, here's your chair for you, or they put an umbrella up for you, you should, look after them by giving them a little bit extra money. You'd kick me out. Well, I probably wouldn't sit at your bar, Damien. Well, guys, I think... Oh, you can't even see me now. I think I'm going to end the live, guys, because you can't see me. Like, this is me, and this is the sunset. Literally, the sunset is, like, still just hanging in there. Just hanging in there. It's amazing that it's just got that glow. It's definitely getting dark, eh? But you can see all the lights down the beach. I'm actually going to walk down to a beach bar restaurant a little bit further down that Paul and I went to on our first couple of nights here and watch the sunset. And they actually have fire twirling down there on the weekends. It's not the weekend anymore though, but they have really good rendang. So Damien, I'm going to have a really nice rendang tonight. I can't wait. So next door is a guy called Bruno. He owns that bar next door. He's setting up. He's like taking down all his chairs. But the rest of the beach bars are all full, guys. There's lots of people around still. It's just the ones in the middle here that seem to be always empty. Do I smell, guys? Is it like, do I have BO or something? There's no one around me. That's right. I was trying to look at money. I was seeing if I could turn my light on while I'm on a live. I can't turn the light on, guys, so I can't even see. I'm trying to look at my wallet. How much have I got there? What's that? That is like 2 cents. That's 2,000 rupiah, which is 2 cents. I've got a few 2,000, so let's get rid of some of those because, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with 2 cents. It's another 2,000. Get rid of that too. I know I've got some $10 in here, which is, yeah, that's it. So that is 10,000 rupiah. No, it's 100,000 rupiah is the biggest note here in Bali, or in whole Indonesia. That's 100,000 rupiah is $10 Australian. That's the biggest note. So you can be an absolute multi-millionaire here, guys. So yeah, that's the biggest note, $10. So $3.50 each for a beer. If I leave them $10 and 4 cents, that's a good tip, guys. I am not a good tipper. I wouldn't do well in America, just saying. Especially, like, you feel obligated to tip in America because they all just expect a tip. And, sometimes the tip, the service is not that great. So if you're new here, you're just watching some ocean kind of coming and going. And earlier this afternoon, I watched the locals put some ashes for a lady that just passed away into the ocean. So she's all over the beach now, all over the ocean, floating around. I don't know, so I think it's very symbolic that, I haven't actually really thought about, would I like to be cremated? Would I like to be buried? I've got to say I haven't. I should probably have that conversation, shouldn't I? Okay, let's not go there again, Dora. You're very morbid before, so let's stop that. Now look at this. There's the moon there, guys. Anyway, guys, I think I'm going to turn off the live because you guys can't see me. And okay, see you, Crystal. And it's kind of a bit boring. It's like dark and. Yeah, rest in peace. There was a picture of the lady that passed away on the side of the cremation hearse. It's not boring at all. Well, the truth be said, Nicholas, I actually need to go to the toilet. So I'm going to take my beer and my backpack, go to the toilet, and I'm going to walk down to the restaurant that has the beach bar that has the restaurant that has really good rendang. Because I had rendang the other day just down here, and it was crap. Crap. I mean, it wasn't crap. It was just not great. Not great. So anyway, guys, I'm going to say goodbye. Oh, the worst thing about getting these off these bean bags is getting off them. Like, all right, make sure I've got everything. You guys can't see that at all because it's so dark. All right. Take my 2 drinks. They leave your drinks on the table so they can count them. See, there's one guy still at the bar here, at the table. There you go. I'll take this one up. You can take your... Okay, I'll bring this back tomorrow for you, okay? Oh, yeah, I'll bring it back. Here. That's right.
Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah.
No problem. Night. So that cost me $7. Okay. There's some music, guys. I'm going to turn this off. So there was some music, that's why I had to mute you guys. If you're lucky, you might see a squirrel in front of the toilets, guys. Look at all the beers on that table, guys. Look at all that beer. That is a shit ton of beer. I'm glad I'm not paying that bill. So guys, this is the toilet you're gonna pay for. So here we go, we've got some sautés and cooked on the coals here. Hey Kathleen. Oh, I'll quickly, before I go, because I want to go to the toilet, guys, up here. And there's a line up for the toilet, so I'll show you this. I think I showed Kathleen this yesterday, but Nick, you'd be interested in this. It's called Azul. It's part of some fancy hotel. But anyway, guys, I'm busting to the toilet, literally busting to go to the toilet. So I'm going to say goodbye. I'm walking that away down to another beach bar kind of restaurant-y thing to have yummy rendang curry, which is one of my favourite meals that my mum cooks. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the sunset this afternoon. It was phenomenal, phenomenal. Kathleen, it's been the best sunset I've ever seen here in Bali. So anyway, I want to find 50 cents to pay for the toilet, and I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for being here. Bye.